What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here to bring you guys a showcase video of the brand new Mugiwara 56 Sanji character. This character is pretty awesome, and obviously he's mainly going to be used in treasure maps and stuff, but he's actually pretty good in a lot of regular content. You guys are going to be seeing that in today's video. Also in this video, not only are you going to see some clips against some very difficult arenas, and also another clash and stuff like that, but also we're going to be talking about the positives of the character and the negatives of the character, and I'll leave a timestamp down below on the video timeline so you guys can go ahead and check it out for yourself if you want to see the positives and the negatives, in my opinion, of this brand new Sugofest exclusive character. This character is incredibly strong, obviously another Sanji character, so he gets access to a lot of really good supports and stuff like that, and you guys may have already seen I do have a gabe challenge video, and I do have a PvP Pirate Rumble video already on the YouTube channel. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll leave those down below in the video description as well. And here is his ink affected stage 2, which looks not too bad honestly, but I'd rather save my ink effect for other characters later on down the line that I do like a little bit more than just Sanji. But before we actually get into today's video, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor of this video. Now, if I give you one guess as to who the sponsor of this video would be, who would you actually pick? It's alright, I'll give you a second to guess. And that's right, it's none other than Raid Shadow Legends! Memes aside though, Raid Shadow Legends have sponsored the channel so many times, either on Twitch and on YouTube, and I've done a lot of research on the game, and I guess you could pretty much call me a professional at Raid Shadow Legends now. And if you guys want to download the game for yourself, go down below in the video description or in the pinned comment section to download on iOS, Android, even on your PC, or you can go ahead and scan the QR code to make things a little bit easier to download on any platform that you like. Today we'll be looking at my personal top 5 favorite champions in Raid Shadow Legends, and as a seasoned veteran, I think I know what I'm talking about, okay? Number 5 on my list though is going to be from the Dark Elves, and it's going to be Kale. Now the really cool thing about Kale is he's actually a free-to-play unit. You get this character for free as soon as you start the game, which is exceptional, and he has multiple abilities to apply poison, he has the ability to do an AoE damage hit, and he has the chance to also gain turn meter, which is very valuable in Raid Shadow Legends. Kale is an absolute beast of a free champion. Champion number 4 on my list is going to be from the Orcs faction, and it's going to be the epic champion of Jhorg. Now, Jhorg has an HP burn special, which is great. He also has the ability to increase all of your allies' attack and increase their turn meters by 20%, giving them more opportunities to attack before the enemy can attack them. Very valuable. And if any of your allies end up dying, you can use his third skill, which will revive 2 random allies with 60% health, and also will increase their turn meters and give them perfect veil for 2 turns. The number 3 champion on my list is going to be from DemonSpawn, and it's the Duchess Lilitu. This legendary support champion is so good, probably one of the best supporter champions in the game, allowing you to place a shield buff on the regular skill, then also has the ability to block debuffs and increase your allies' attack, which again is super good. She allows you to revive all of your dead allies to 70% health, placing a veil on them and also giving them continuous healing. Number 2 on my list is one of my favorite champions, not quite my favorite, but very, very close, and it's going to be Geomancer. This epic champion is incredible. He is so good having just a regular skill that just does AoE damage, but he also can decrease their accuracy. Now, he's all based around HP burn. If you're able to apply HP burn with his third skill, he's able to use his second skill to steal enemy buffs on your side of the field, and then also allows you to reduce the cooldown of your other skills if he does get this to land. And my number 1 favorite champion in Raid Shadow Legends is Jintaro from the Shadowkin faction. Aesthetically looks amazing. He's a demon samurai. What is there not to like, right? But he's actually very good because he has a skill that's able to steal enemies' turn meter, and his passive increases any turn meter mechanics on himself by 50%, being able to launch his attacks more often, and he hits like an absolute truck. This guy is incredible. Dope champions aside, Raid Shadow Legends actually has a very good PvP arena game mode. If you guys have not seen it, I did a live stream of Raid recently, and we actually played through the arena mode and had a bunch of fun with it, and it's very intuitive, the gameplay is very fluid, and you know, team building is as important as ever to ensure that you have the right champions with the right gear, and also the right auras being selected so that you can reach maximum glory. This month on Raid Shadow Legends, expect big Halloween celebrations with big tournaments with enticing rewards, also special fragment events to get your hands on some legendary champions. With all of these awesome events going on, there has never really been a better time to start playing Raid Shadow Legends. And if you want to get started in Raid Shadow Legends today, go down below in the video description or in the pinned comment section and click my link to download it on iOS, Android or PC, or you can go ahead and scan the QR code to make it a lot easier for you. And if you do go ahead and use my link to download Raid Shadow Legends, you're going to get your hands on a very awesome beginner package. And this awesome beginner package is going to contain an XP boost, an energy refill, 200,000 silver, an ancient shard, and an epic champion known as Chonoru. You're going to be able to access all of these awesome beginner prizes by going in the top corner right here where the little gift box is. Opening this will get you access to all of those amazing goodies. Once you're in the game, you'll be able to find me under the name Toadskii_, and you just might be able to join my clan as well. So hopefully I get to see you guys over there in Raid Shadow Legends. And once again, thank you very much to the guys over at Plarian Games and Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. So let's go ahead and jump into the video today. Now, of course, we're going to be talking about the positives first, and then we'll talk about the negatives a little bit later on in the video. If you guys want to go ahead and skip over to that, you can go ahead and click the timeline in the video. But let's start off with the positives. Now, the overall positive I found with this unit is the fact that he boosts one type and two classes. The fact that characters are releasing these days with this ability is crazy, and not only do they do that, but they do it so efficiently at a 5 times boost, and this character is boosting Psi, Fighter, and Free Spirit, so that's an amazing class and type combination. I mean, specifically for Psi and Free Spirit, those two are phenomenal. As we already know, he's going to have great synergy with Goldie Roger, and fantastic synergy with Yamato when that arrives on Global, both of which are being Psi and Free Spirit characters. But also the fact that he gives -2 cooldown at the start of the quest, allowing you to semi-speed farm content. And I say semi-speed farm, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but there's definite downsides to the unit that kind of don't facilitate his speed farming that well, but we'll talk about it as we go along. But on top of that, not only is he an efficient type booster for your, or class booster for your team, but he's also granting 1.3 times health boost as well. So you're going to be like, not super tanky, but you're going to have a decent amount of defense there, which is good. And for the first 4 turns of the fight, you're going to have significant heal, you're going to have more chance of matching slots, and you're going to have more damage output. It allows you to blitz those first stages very, very quickly, but, you know, obviously the big problem is you know, the fact that he's trying to speed farm, and his cooldown is exceptionally high, and we'll talk about, I'll kind of explore that a bit more a little bit later on, but basically for the first 4 turns, he activates his special, which allows you to get all those boosts, which is pretty cool, and if you are running double Sanji, you get an attack and an orb boost for 4 turns. If you only have one Sanji, you only get the orb boost upon activation. But it's a really good captain effect, honestly. Captain effect alone is very good. And as we kind of mentioned, the fact that he can synergize so well with so many powerful units in the game, there's already a huge positive for this unit. His special ability, in my opinion, is actually a huge positive as well, because not only does it provide the damage boosts for your team, giving you a 2 times attack or a 2 times orb boost, depending on the situation, and I guess that's one thing that's also a huge positive of the unit, is that he's flexible with his damage potential, kind of like Legend Smoker, right? I mean, Legend Smoker isn't a very usable unit, I feel, but, you know, you can understand where I'm coming from, right? With the fact that he's initially an orb booster, but if you've already got an orb boost active, he can grant you the attack boost instead. That is super valuable. Being able to utilize whenever you need a certain boost, you can provide that with this unit. So it means that he's further going to synergize well with some of the other characters in the game. So he's super, super good for that. But he also provides you with 4 turns of healing. I believe it's 8 times his recovery is going to be healed at the end of the turn for 4 turns. So that's pretty nice. If you're in a little bit of a pinch, you're able to get some of that health back. And also he increases the chances of your slots as matching for that next 4 turns as well. That's a pretty cool effect, and I mean, from experience, I feel like the chances of those matching slots appearing is relatively high. If you stack on matching slots sockets on top of that, you're obviously going to have an even higher chance of getting matching slots, of course. So overall, like, his special ability is good, but there is also the downside to the fact that, well, yeah, it's only a 2 times attack or a 2 times orb boost. So that's obviously not super great in 2021, but luckily his super type special kind of helps out with that. His super type special provides a really unique effect that will buff any attack or orb boost that's currently on your team by plus 0.3. This means that when you activate Sanji and you hypothetically have both buffs active of an attack boost and an orb boost, when you activate the super type special, instead of having a 2 times attack and orb boost, it's going to be a 2.3 times attack and orb boost. And when you really think about it, right, like all the types of boost that you can get, you know, we're seeing it started off at like a 1.25, it'd go to 1.5, scaled up to a 1.75 or a 2 times boost. And then we saw like 2.25, 2.5, and, you know, obviously it scales by that increment of 0.25. So if you really think about it, what this is doing is it's kind of just incrementing the special up to that, like, next tier, which is kind of interesting, but, you know, realistically, the most damage potential that you're going to be receiving is if you use other characters with this super type special. Like, for example, Goldie Roger, instead of being a 3 times attack boost, you can make him a 3.3 times attack boost, which is probably the biggest boost, I think, the biggest attack boost you can give to your whole team. That's pretty incredible, but obviously there's more specific things, like you could use Treasure Map Big Mom to give you a big orb boost, and remember, TM Big Mom is also an attack booster, but, you know, TM Big Mom, who doesn't really work with Sanji in the first place, but just her special alone is going to give you huge damage potential as well. But I think one of the other ones that's going to see huge play is going to be with Legend Toki, because Legend Toki is a free spirit unit, so there is synergy already there with Sanji, plus Toki can give 2 characters a 3.5 times attack and orb boosting special. So you can make, with Sanji's super type, make it become a 3.8 times attack boost and a 3.8 times orb boosting effect. And when you really think about that, it's basically like having 2 max capped potential super type Blackbeards on your team in the same turn. That is crazy. We already know how much damage one super type Blackbeard is able to do when he reaches that 4 times attack and orb boost, and if you're able to have that for 2 characters on your team, it's just incredible, just the amount of things that you're going to be able to do with that. So I think this Sanji is going to have huge potential moving forward, but in my personal opinion, I don't think this super type really helps that much. I'll explore it a little bit more later on, but I think that it's a little bit of a situational super type, but I think the ceiling, like the max ceiling that you can get with this super type is quite high. So I do really like that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he's going to be used in the future. Sanji also has a phenomenal super type, kind of similar as super type Zoro and Halloween Lore, allowing you to get an orb boost for his color if you use a damage dealing special. So his support is already very good, and in terms of supports that actually can attach to Sanji, you've got like a quick rare recruit pudding to get rid of stun, you've got the Germa 6/6 super type to do some orb changing mechanics, time skip Luffy for beneficial slots, you got strength Zeph for fighter color affinity, there's the support rare recruit Conus, which can remove defense up if you hit a perfect, which is kind of interesting. You got Sora for a guaranteed matching slot, cooldown and healing on the final stage, pretty interesting. Quick Valentine's Nami to get rid of Bind and Despair is always going to be a useful support. Kizuna rare recruit Chopper to remove attack down and paralysis is also good. And also Onami to remove defense up, or it's not really removing defense up, but it's giving the enemy defense down. That's also going to be a very valuable support for Sanji. And there's going to be plenty more, of course, but this is just a handful that are very good. And because this character is a free spirit unit, he's a Psy unit, he's going to be able to get access to the Liberal Hind, Oro Jackson, Nostra Castello, the Megalo ship. He gets access to a lot of the best ships in the game, so that's another huge benefit to this unit. But now let's go ahead and talk about what I don't personally like about this unit. Now, I kind of touched up on it a little bit earlier, but his cooldown is way too high. It kind of negates the fact that he's trying to be a speed farming captain. I really hate that, and if you're not using him as a captain, it's going to be very hard to get his special up when you want it, because his cooldown is that incredibly high. And it's even 14 turns when you have the expansion, so even that also is relatively high for this day and age. But if you do use it correctly, obviously, it's going to be kind of useful, of course. And, you know, if you are using double Sanji to get all of the cooldown buffs, you're going to have, you know, -2 from each Sanji. You're going to have -2 from sockets, of course. Maybe 1 from a ship as well. So that gets you to -7, which still leaves 7 more turns before he's able to launch his special. So that's relatively difficult, I feel. And I just don't like the fact that it's trying to negate the fact that he's trying to be a speed farming captain. Kind of weird. I really wish the cooldown went down to like 12. I think that would have been a lot better, but it is what it is. Also, something that we kind of touched up on earlier is his super type, where the ceiling for that super type is very high, but I think overall, it's not actually a very good super type. It's not the type of super type that's going to help you clear content, or it's going to directly help you get around certain debuffs. It's more of just seeing bigger damage numbers, which isn't overly a bad thing, but I just think that they should have had an additional effect that kind of supported a little bit as to what Sanji was trying to do. I think an additional effect, such as shuffling non-matching slots, including block, would have been a perfect super type for this unit, as it would enable him to utilize his higher chance of matching slots upon initial activation. That would have been a huge buff to this unit, and a little bit of an oversight, I feel, from the dev team. Another kind of debuff that we're seeing with a lot of characters that are releasing recently is the fact that they can't get access to other versions of themselves. Obviously, Luffy has a big problem with this, but there are a lot of really good Sanji legends in the game that this character is not going to get access to, such as Sanji Pudding, another fighter character that provides color affinity and good utility. Luffy Sanji for another good attack boost, full board of matching slots. Healing is also very good. The Straw Hat Crew legend, which is not available on Global yet, is also very, very valuable that this character cannot use. And also Sober Mask for multiple turns of really good attack boost and full board of matching slots as well. And just the fact that this character is basically not overly required. Like, if you have Roger or Yamato, they are simply better in almost every way compared to this unit. So this unit, you don't need them, but if you do have them, they're a lot of fun to use, that is for sure. So that is basically it. So I kind of nitpicked a little bit, I think, with the negatives of the character, but overall, this character is very fun to use. The speed farming is nice, but sometimes can be a little bit tricky to do considering his cooldown is just that high. But overall, a very, very fun legend to use, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video today. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.